Hey, you. Okay, let's dive straight in. I bet something you're thinking about looking ahead is how to really, boost your health in 2025.
Yeah, it's on everyone's mind, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, today we're zeroing in on something maybe a bit unexpected, but super potent. It's often hiding right there on the shelf, beans and lentils.
That's right. We've been digging into some really interesting info, including these new dietary recommendations that are putting legumes front and center.
Finally. Yeah, it feels like they're getting the attention they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
For ages, beans and lentils, they've kind of been seen as, I don't know, just cheap filler food.
Right. Just kind of there.
Yeah. But what the sources are showing is, wow, they are absolute nutritional powerhouses. We're talking fiber, protein, key minerals like iron, magnesium.
Loads of good stuff. Nature's little health boosters, basically.
Totally. And the science is really there now, isn't it?
It is. That 2025 Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee report, it's strongly recommending we eat more. And what's really striking is how few of us actually do.
Okay, yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, the report mentions that a huge number, something like 83% of people, don't even meet the low end of the recommendation. That's 1 to 4 cups a week of cooked beans, peas, lentils.
83%. Wow. That's a
It
lot.
makes you think, what's the barrier? Why aren't we eating them?
It really does. So look, if you're aiming to be informed, make smart health choices, then understanding these benefits and finding easy ways to actually use beans and lentils, it seems pretty crucial.
Absolutely essential.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's really get into why these little things are so good for us.
Right. Let's start with the big picture, the overall nutrition. We talk beans and lentils. It's a really impressive range of nutrients. You've got protein, obviously vital for, building and repair.
Are standard stuff, but important.
Then there's fiber, so crucial for gut health, but also helps manage blood sugar, cholesterol,
Okay, fiber's a big one. We hear a lot about that.
definitely, and minerals. Iron, which carries oxygen, fights fatigue, calcium for bones, magnesium involved in hundreds of things, muscle function, sleep,
Wow.
plus phosphorus, folate, zinc, selenium. They all play critical roles. But, the exact amounts do vary a bit, depending on the type of bean or lentil.
Right, so it's not like they're all identical copies.
Mm-hmm.
But the pattern is clear. Lots of beneficial stuff packed in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also about what they don't have much of, isn't it? Or what they have less of.
Exactly. That's a great point. They're typically very low in saturated fat, which we know isn't great for heart health in large amounts.
Okay, good.
Sodium's usually minimal too, especially if you go for dried beans or just give the canned ones a good rinse. Simple trick.
Easy enough.
And maybe the most notable thing, low glycemic index.
Ah, okay. Explain that a bit.
So they release their energy, their sugar, slowly into your bloodstream. You avoid those quick energy spikes and then the crashes you get from, say, white bread or sugary snacks.
Right, more stable energy. Makes sense. Okay, so that's the nutritional profile. But what does this actually do for our health? What are the proven benefits?
Okay, yeah, this is where it gets really compelling. The research points to some major advantages. Let's start with heart health.
Always a big one.
Studies suggest eating beans regularly can help lower LDL cholesterol. That's the bad kind.
How does that work?
It's largely the soluble fiber. Kind of acts like a sponge in your gut, binding to cholesterol and stopping it from being absorbed. Directly lowers LDL.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, potentially a real protective effect against heart disease, which is still, a huge issue.
That's powerful. And it's not just the heart, right? I saw something about cancer prevention.
There is, yeah. Specifically, some research points towards protection against colorectal cancer. Definitely something worth noting for long-term health.
Okay, and blood sugar. You mentioned the low glycemic index.
Absolutely. Huge benefit there. Even though they're carbs, the fiber combo means they're great for blood glucose control.
So good for preventing diabetes or managing it if you already have it.
Both, yes. Helps keep things stable. Avoids those sharp peaks and valleys.
What about weight? That's often tied into health goals.
Positive signs there too. People who eat beans regularly tend to have, on average, lower body weight and better waist-to-hip ratios sometimes.
Why is that, do we think?
Well, likely because the high fiber and protein make you feel fuller, more satisfied.
Ah, satiety.
Yeah, so it can naturally help manage appetite, maybe reduce overall calorie intake without feeling deprived.
That makes total sense. Feeling full is key. And it sounds like eating beans isn't just about adding one healthy item. It kind of lifts the whole diet quality.
Precisely. Studies link bean consumption to higher overall diet quality scores. People eating them tend to get more of those nutrients.
Hmm.
We often lack fiber, iron, calcium, potassium.
Okay, this is all really convincing stuff on the general benefits, but let's get specific. Our source mentioned 5 types that are particularly, quote, impressive, and maybe more importantly, how to actually eat them.
Yes, let's do that. First up, lentils.
Okay, lentils, what's their deal?
Tiny but mighty. Half a cup, boiled, gives you about 8 grams of fiber, 9 grams of protein. Plus B vitamins for energy, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, copper, manganese. Really packed.
That's a lot for a small serving. How do we use them? I mean, beyond soup.
Oh, so versatile. Great in salads for texture and protein. Fantastic base for curries. You can mash them up into veggie burgers. Or, here's a good one, use them instead of ground meat in like a bolognese sauce.
Ooh, lentil bolognese. I like that idea. Okay, next, black beans. Super common.
Yep, another great all-rounder. 6 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein per half cup canned, plus iron, magnesium, manganese, folate, thiamine, another B vitamin for metabolism.
And you see them everywhere. Best ways to enjoy them.
Well, salads, again, think Southwestern style. Taco bowls, obviously. And get this, you can even sneak them into baked goods like brownies for moisture and nutrients.
Wait, black bean brownies? Seriously?
It works. And, of course, classic in veggie burgers or quesadillas, too.
Okay, I might have to try the brownie thing. All right, moving on. Cannellini beans, those white Italian ones.
That's them. Good fiber and protein. Again, 5 and 6 grams per half cup. But what's really notable is the iron. About 15% of your daily needs in that serving.
15%, that's significant, especially for energy.
It is. And for using them, their firmer texture holds up well in soups, like minestrone or pasta fagioli.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And they make amazing creamy dips. Just blend with some good olive oil, lemon, garlic, herbs. A fantastic alternative to hummus.
That cannellini dip sounds lovely. Perfect with some good bread.
Okay, next, chickpeas. Maybe the most famous legume.
Probably. Garbanzos, chickpeas, yeah. Another solid performer. 6 grams fiber, about 7.5 grams protein per half cup. Good source of iron, magnesium, phosphorus, folate, copper, manganese. A real multitasker.
Right, and hummus is kind of the default, isn't it?
It is, and it's great. But don't stop there. Toss them in salads, mash them up for sandwich fillings, surprisingly good.
Okay.
And here's a fun one. Roast them till crispy, then drizzle with a little melted dark chocolate.
Chocolate on chickpeas. Yeah. Savory, sweet, crunchy. It's actually delicious. Give it a try.
Unexpected. Okay, finally, number 5. Edamame. These feel a bit different.
They are, technically. They're immature soybeans, and their nutrition reflects that. Really high in protein, 11 grams per half cup.
Oh, 11 grams.
Yeah, plus 4 grams of fiber, and over 10% of your daily folate, vitamin K, iron, magnesium, phosphorus. What's unique here are the isoflavones.
Isoflavones, remind me.
Plant compounds. Some studies suggest they might help with certain menopausal symptoms, like hot flashes. That's pretty specific to soy.
Interesting. So a unique benefit there. How do we eat more edamame?
Super easy. Steamed in the pot is a great high-protein snack. Throw them into stir-fries or rice bowls for color and nutrition. They're quite firm, so they work well as a plant-based protein sub in lots of dishes.
Fantastic. So many good practical ideas there. Now, when we're actually buying these, dried, canned, frozen, does it matter?
Good question. And the good news is they're all healthy options, really. Dried, canned, frozen, pick what works for you. If you're getting canned, maybe look for ones without added sauces or tons of salt. But you can always just rinse them really well at home. That gets rid of a lot of the sodium.
Right. Rinsing is key for canned. Good tip. What about the cans themselves? I think our source mentioned BPA.
Yes, good point. For canned goods generally, not just beans, it's worth looking for BPA-free on the label if you can.
Why is that again?
BPA, bisphenol A, it's a chemical sometimes used in can linings. There's some it could be an endocrine disruptor, basically, potentially messing with hormones.
Oh, okay.
Many companies are phasing it out, but yeah, if you see BPA-free, it's probably a good choice.
Good to know. Worth looking for that label. So really, to wrap this all up, it just sounds like beans and lentils are these incredible kind of unsung nutritional heroes.
Absolutely. Underrated, definitely affordable, which is huge, and just so versatile in the kitchen. Anyone looking to boost nutrients without breaking the bank, they're fantastic.
Yeah. And they really deliver on those nutrients we talked about being underconsumed: fiber, iron, calcium, potassium, things many of us need more of.
Exactly. And the science keeps showing this clear link between eating them regularly and, real health benefits. Heart health, blood sugar, weight management. The list goes on.
It really does. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. We heard that huge stat, 83% not eating enough. Considering that massive gap, what's maybe one small, manageable thing you could do this week?
Mm.
Just one consistent change to get more of these nutritional wonder foods onto your plate. Could be adding lentils to a salad, like we said, swapping some meat for black beans and tacos, trying those roasted chickpeas, maybe even the chocolate ones.
Uh-huh, maybe.
Think about it. Maybe 2025 is the year beans and lentils finally get the spotlight they deserve in your own health journey.